And I want to start it off with the lights out, no defense college football game, and that is the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday night. That game was an absolute shootout. But Gabe, what did you think of this game if you got the chance to see it?
I think it was a fun game. I think it was probably the best game of the week. I mean, it came down to the wire. What's his name went off? Jamar Chase went off. I think he had 240 yards, something like that.
284 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Absolute monster this week. Probably my player of the week. Sure, not coming down to the wire. But you know, it's my Ravens, man. I'm Ravens biased. You know, I'm looking for other teams. I'm trying to transfer my fandom over. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good game. I didn't want
to. By the way, it was 11 receptions, 264 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know it was up there. 240 something, 260 something, 250 something.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, but what were your takeaways from this side? I mean, do you think? I think overall, I think the Bengals are finally turning the corner on the season. I've been waiting for them since the beginning of the season to finally hit a corner where like be competitive. And I think we're in the part of the season where they're getting like showing that they're actually competitive. I don't know. What do you think?
See, the thing for me with the Bengals, and I kind of have it here, is that this team solely runs through Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and that's literally it. The defense, like we were talking about, like we briefly teased in the previous segment about the Cowboys and stuff, is this Bengals team, my God, they are giving up points. They can't stop anybody. It just feels like they're getting diced up, leaving guys wide open constantly. So the Cincinnati Bengals and really just Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are put in a situation where they have to chase these games now and constantly putting up because the Cincinnati, they're not really rushing the ball. They haven't really rushed the ball so well, especially now that Joe Mixon has left the team and now at Houston. And you look back at that and you're like, man, you kind of wish you had that guy on this team right now. With Higgins hurt, there's no one to go to. The offensive line, I feel like Joe Burrow is just constantly running for his life still. I mean, this guy's been in the league for 4 years now, coming up 5, and he's still running for his life. Like, what is going on? Like, why can't they figure this out? And while obviously this game was kind of set up going into it, going to be like a shootout, because this is also a Ravens team that I think defensively has a lot of woes and it's costed them games. And that's why I said it kind of felt like a college football game where it just felt like everybody was running wide open.
Yeah.
It was just leaving guys they could sit down, eat a slice of pizza, stand back up and keep on running. Like that's what it felt like. But look, you got to give credit where credit's due. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, especially Jamar Chase. I mean, dude, 264 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's unreal in the NFL. Unreal. And mind you, he also caused a lot of pass interference calls too that he helped move the yardage. So
there's 11 penalties
crazy
from the Ravens. So
yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But look, my problem with Cincinnati, man, is, and you got to look at the coaching staff as well as they're running the offense. I mean, the game management, I mean, constantly blowing leads is just killing them. It's killing him. And then we saw at the end of the game where they go for 2 to try to go for the win. And quite honestly, I don't blame Cincy going for 2. I know they got a little bit of Zach Taylor got a little bit of flack from that, but I'm like, if you look at the way the defense has been playing, I believe there was like just over a minute left on the clock. Do you really have faith that they could stop Lamar Jackson at the end and get in field goal range? If I was a fan, I don't think so. So it's like you either go for the win now or you're probably guaranteed to lose, because what they've shown, especially in the second half, that Lamar was just going to take them all the way down. Because I think, let me see how much they put up. Baltimore put up 28 points in the second half. 28 points. 21 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like insane. So it's like, you kind of have to go for it. So now, after getting swept by the Ravens, now Bengals are 4-6. Look, they're not out of the hunt. And let me look up their schedule going forward. They have the Chargers, Steelers, Cowboys, Titans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers.
Those Steelers games are going to be big for them.
Those Steelers games are going to be crucial. They're going to be crucial, and you have to beat the Browns. You got to get these divisional wins. I don't know if the divisional race might be out of their hands, but this isn't necessarily the easiest. I mean, the Broncos have proved week in and week out they're a tough team to beat. The Chargers, they're fighting for a playoff spot. We talked about the Cowboys, who the Cowboys are, that's probably going to be a win for them. The Titans have been terrible this year. So it's possible the season's not over, obviously. There's still a lot of games left. There's 7 games left? 8 games left. So It's possible. I can't see this. I can't realistically see this team making a run with the limited amount of pieces they have around them at the moment. And also defensively, they can't stop anybody and just running for it. Now, before we move on to the Ravens side of it, what do you think about, do you think that I know you just said you feel like they're playing better now, but do you think they realistically could go on a run or anything like that?
Like I said, I think these next upcoming weeks are going to be huge and pivotal. If you look at the playoff picture right now, Steelers are sitting at number 3. They're 7-2 above the Ravens, who are 7-3. Ravens at number 5. So there's going to be swapping of that spot. Me personally, I think the Ravens are a better team, the better team of that division. So this next upcoming, like you said, the divisional matchups are going to be crucial for them if they want to salvage the season or an attempt at coming at least in a wild card or something. But yeah, I think there's always been that element of Joe Burrow, of him getting injured, losing a season because of sacks. And we know that's been the story for the past few years. Has been the sacks in the over. Yeah. The pressure that he gets. He is a great quarterback, but it's tough. Tough when you get pressured like that. I guess I still think there's time for them to turn around their season. It's not quite over for them yet. So it's kind of like a wait to see. Like I said, I've been waiting for them. I've been waiting for the first 3-4 weeks. I'm like, where's Joe Burrow? Where's Joe Burrow? I've been waiting for a huge game like this. So the fact that they actually came down to the wire, obviously they're giving up a lot of points at the end of that in the fourth quarter. But the fact that they were actually competitive was, to me, a good sign. So, I mean, it's a loss. It's a tough loss, divisional loss, but the season's not over yet.
The one thing I will say about Joe Burrow is, God, man, that guy's accurate. Sometimes you see him make these throws. There was one throw to Jamar Chase in the back corner of the end zone, and he just floats it right over 2 defenders just perfectly right in Jamar Chase's hands. I truly believe he's right behind Mahomes, and the only reason because of that is because Mahomes has the resume of winning trophies.